Hey YouTube, Kyouka here, bringing you all my Cardfight Vanguard Kyouka magazine deck profile for post-Sparkling Skies. We got new support for the Kyouka magazine deck, a deck that focuses on using your different magazine orders with your Kyouka Vanguard, and with the new hashtag Make-A-Wish Kyouka, we have a new Energy Blast Reliance Grade 3 to use with our magazine orders, and having the more of the different Grade 3 Kyouka units to also use. So, I'm very happy with the updates we got for the deck. Kyouka seems to be that type of deck that receives support all throughout the Z booster packs, along with the extra boosters for Lyrical Monsterio. So it's like one of the 5 new decks from the set to just get additional support from other packs as well. Maybe they thought it was under-supported. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the Ride deck, we have our Energy Generator with our Grade 1 being hashtag First Step Kyouka. When wrote upon, if you went second, draw a card. The Grade 1 is hashtag Ready to Go Kyouka. When wrote upon by a Grade 2 with Kyouka and its card name, choose a Grade 1 to 3, declare it. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 unit card with the declared grade or magazine card from among them. Reveal it, put into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So both of our magazines are Grade 1 and 3, so having these search options depending on which one we want to go for. With the Grade 1, our Grade 2 is hashtag Hot Stuff Kyouka. When this unit is wrote upon by a Grade 3 with Kyouka and its card name, choose up to 1 magazine card from your drop, put it into your hand. If you do not put a card in your hand, counter +1, search your deck for up to 1 magazine card, reveal it, put it into your hand. So you either grab one from the drop zone or from your deck. You have to use a counter blast for searching for the one in the deck, but still giving you the magazine order that you need. With our Grade 3 being hashtag Make-A-Wish Kyouka, along with the copy we run in the Ride deck. We do run additional copies in the main deck as well, but before we get to those, I figure we go over the actual magazine cards, which we've been talking about. 4 copies of Lyrical Shooting Star S. Play this if you have a Vanguard with Kyouka and its card name. Perform all the following according to the number of your units. 2 or more Grade 1s. Draw 2 cards. Choose 2 cards from your hand. Discard it. 2 or more Grade 2 units. Choose one of your units. It gets +10 to end of turn. 2 or more Grade 3 units, and you countercharge 1. So just additional power with your normal order magazine units that you activate for your order for that turn. With the other magazine that we run being 3 copies of Lyrical Shooting Star S Special Issue. You play with a counter blast 1 if you have a Vanguard with Kyouka and its card name. Choose up to 2 normal units from your drop with grades less than or equal to your Vanguard with different grades. Call them to rearguard. If you have 1 or more units, each with Grade 1, 2, and 3 until end of turn, you can play orders up to 2 times and cannot play orders other than Lyrical Shooting Star S. So this at least allows you to have your Special Issue activation and then also the additional Lyrical Shooting Star S for your different units for the numbers that you have. So you can have multiple activations for Lyrical Shooting Star S and Special Issue using both of them together. With our Grade 3s, we run 3 additional copies of Make-A-Wish Kyouka. For the dress up, Make a Trend Kyouka, it's regarded as Make a Trend Kyouka. And on Vanguard during your turn, if you play a magazine order this turn, all your front row units get +5. And also, if your opponent's Vanguard's Grade 3 or greater, all your units with Kyouka and their card name can attack from the back row center column and get +5. So that's why we also run the additional Kyouka units in the deck. So we have multiple ways to be able to attack with our Kyouka from the back row. And on Vanguard, once per turn, you can Soul Blast 1, Energy Blast 2, choose a grade from 1 to 3, declare it, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 unit card with the declared grade and up to 1 magazine card, each from among them, reel it, put into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So this will give you a unit and a magazine order to be able to search out, needing the 1 to 3 for that specific search that you want to use off of Kyouka also. And then we also run the 4 additional copies of Make a Trend Kyouka. You're normally not going to run this card on the Vanguard circle. This is just to have additional search to give you a Kyouka unit on the back row rear guard to be able to attack for an additional attack from that back row center rear guard. For the Grade 2s, we run 4 copies of Blue Frontier Arch. During your turn, if you played a magazine order this turn, it gets +5,000 power. And on rearguard, once per turn, at the end of the battle, your Grade 3 or greater Vanguard attacked. If you played a magazine order this turn, counter +1, soul +1, and stand this unit. So if you have multiple arches on the rearguards, you can attack with both. And then if you have the counter blast and soul charge to be able to do so, multiple attack restand as well. So you could be able to do 6 attacks in total with the Kyouka magazine deck if you also have your Kyouka on the back row center rearguard. And we're also running the 3 copies of the new Photogenic Finder Tarun for the other grade 2. During your turn on rearguard, if you played a magazine order, it gets +5, and if you played a magazine order this turn, you can energy blast 2. Put this unit into the soul, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 unit card with a different card name from this unit from among them, call it to rearguard, or choose up to 1 magazine card from among them, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. So search power for the top 7, making use of the energy blast, just like our grade 3 Kyouka, to be able to grab specific cards that we may need for the magazines or the different units that we run. For the grade 1s, this is one of the units I meant because it came out in set 2, and that is today's Selfie Freitas. With this card, if you have a Vanguard with Kyouka, its card name in the deck, when you would declare and choose a magazine card from your deck, you may choose and search out this card instead. So being able to search out additional cards from your deck using this card, and from the back row rearguard at the end of the turn, retire this unit, choose a card with Kyouka, its card name, or a magazine from your drop, and put it into your hand, giving you a recycle option for your magazine cards to be able to then use again the following turn, so you always have magazine orders to use. We also run the 3 copies of In Search of Limited Switch, Mildred, on rearguard at the end of the battles unit boosted if you played a magazine order this turn. If you have 3 more units with different grades, put this unit into the soul and draw a card, building up your soul power, but also giving you draw power thanks to a provided boost for a grade 1. And the 2 copies of Mystica Pellucid Jennifer. On rearguard, if you have 4 more units, discard a card from your hand, choose a normal order from your drop, and it gets this card can be played from the drop, and when it be put into the drop after play, put it on the bottom of your deck instead. So we only run 2 of this card because it is a once per turn on rearguard. So if you have your Mystica Pellucid Jennifer on rearguard, you can just use it as a daily card effect, being able to reuse and replace your orders back into the deck for you to then be able to reuse again. All the grade 1s provide just the draw power, the search and setup for your magazine orders, which we run at full numbers as well to be able to be consistent, to be able to use the 2 as well with Kyouka on the Vanguard also. And then the rest of the grade 1s just being 4 copies of the Sentinel, the Nocturne Flickering Lavency Judith. If you want to run any of the other Sentinels, it's just player preference depending on which one you wanted to use. And then for the trigger lineup, we're going with the 7 criticals. So we have the 4 copies of Grinning Dragon Scale Eels. And if you want to run Precious Tune Edwidge, we are just a placeholder here for the other 2 triggers, being the original style Eska. For the 7 critical lineup, the 4 copies of the draw trigger, Ablam Sight Gret. If you want to run the ability one with the 5k shield, you can always replace them here. They're just in my other lyrical decks at the moment, but whatever triggers you have, just prefer the draw lineup. For these, you have the restand option with your grade 2. You can attempt the fronts, but these just take more of the heavy resources to use. Well, at least with the draw trigger, you could also provide power to your back row center Kyouka that hasn't attacked yet. With the rest of the heals being 2 copies of Rhyme and Flow and the 2 generics Tanmus for the heals, with our over trigger being the Fantastic Fur Nail Katrina, just the generic lyrical over trigger as well to be able to use. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Once again, this is a deck that was given to me from a friend, so I wanted to update it with all the new support for the magazine Kyouka setup that we have from the latest Lyrical Monsteria booster set. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.